Welcome back to another unexpectedly random product review. I don't know which side's the right side, neither do you because the light is too bright. As promised, I have found the Cup Noodles Ramen Bistro Korean Gochujang beef. It is a 4 out of 6 on the spicy peppers-ness scale, and yeah, we're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna. It is the one with the chili infused noodles. In case you watched a bunch of videos between the last one and this one. Um, yeah, just trying to gather my thoughts, which is not the great thing to do after you start recording product review. So one thing that I'm noticing is my camera is slightly too short, but the the first thing I noticed when opening this up, this standard cup noodles sized cup, um, is the presence of slippery mushrooms. Yep, it's there. It was to be expected. It happens sometimes. So it's got dehydrated mushrooms on it. Most likely, look here and find out for sure. Um, they're probably, yep, shiitake mushrooms, dried, along with other items that are less of a concern. Um, it's not that I dislike mushroom taste. It's not that I am allergic to them or anything. I do not like the texture of slippery mushrooms, particularly rehydrated ones, but in general, a cooked mushroom is very slippery. I want to say slimy, but it's not quite that bad. So, with that in mind, we're not really going to be assessing this for texture. Um, it's primarily a investigation of flavor and delightfulness. That is like 8,000 times better. So, um, cameras, am I right? Anyway, so we're gonna be focused on the flavor. It's not gonna be a problem if I get a slippery mushroom in with noodles or whatever. But as far as like getting it straight out of there, like when I grab the cabbage pieces or the different things, it's a little unpleasant. But personal preference doesn't change the flavor really ultimately. And I have been known, in case you struggle with slippery mushrooms too. Uh, I have been known to, especially on something like this, because most of them sit on top of the noodles before you pour water in it. You can pull them out and crush them and throw the powder back in, which will virtually fix the texture situation while also keeping the flavor incorporated. Because the shiitake mushroom or mushroom in general, flavor is oftentimes very important to the overall mix and taste of the dish. So we're gonna give this a try. I am looking forward to it. Like the other ramen bistro um, options, it is more soup-like, which is great because I found that I actually enjoy that quite a lot. It doesn't smell very hot, like spicy wise, which is kind of surprising to a degree. I'm gonna scoot my microphone over here so I don't splatter on everything. But yeah, otherwise it's a pretty straightforward noodle cup noodle. So here we go. It only cooks for 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 20 seconds. Probably says on here. Yeah, 220, and then it sits for three, which is why you get the soupier result from it. I'm talking into the back of the microphone, so this probably sounds awful, but potato tomato. Well, color me disappointed. There's honestly there's not a lot of flavor. To be totally honest, I know with these the broth tends to have more of the flavor. There's a little bit of spiciness, but I wouldn't count it a four. I've had jalapenos that are hotter than that. I've had bell peppers that are almost hotter than that. Um, so so that's the thing. Um, Otherwise, it's not like bad flavor. The mushrooms are not overwhelming, which is good. But yeah, just it's kind of disappointing as far as the flavor profile goes. But oh man, I dropped the noodle on the floor. But yeah, the flavor profile doesn't fit the noodles. And it's not even really like a flavored spiciness. It's almost like a cayenne sort of heat. Interesting. Let me see if I can get the noodle wall held back here so I can have some broth. A little warmer, a little spicier, but there's still not much for flavor. I'm questioning whether there's something wrong with my taste. It's got a little bit of almost an earthy flavor, kind of on par with something you'd see in like fajitas or something maybe turmeric related. With that being said, I might as well just take a look here and see if it's oh, there's shrimp powder in it. That's fascinating. Everything looks relatively normal except the shrimp powder. Apparently, there's rice in it too. It must be incorporated into something because I don't see it hanging around. Let's see if I can get down here into more of the vegetation. It's probably the mushrooms. The mushrooms have all the flavor, or whatever this is. This is probably a centipede. Let me see if I can make this happen. Or it's an and then I'm gonna get the. That's probably a thing. It's just well, I don't think it was a mushroom because that was the opposite problem. It was hard, not like crunchy hard, but like yeah, hard. But yeah, the flavor is so missing. I'm confused. I'm hesitant to pass judgment on it because I was actually looking forward to it. But there's just I'm not finding any flavor there. I mean, there's very little. Like I talked about the little bit of earthy flavor. The heat's building a little bit. It's kind of just it's a nice mellow burn. Um, it's a really nice heat profile. I'm quite happy with that. I get a little bit of the onion and garlic bits coming through it. Um, but there's not a lot of other flavor to it. Kind of kind of sad, really. So as it sets, I'm not actually impressed with this one. The other ones were good. If you haven't watched those reviews, spoiler alert, you'll have to check them out for more in-depth assessment. But yeah, the Ramen Bistro Korean Gochujang beef is not impressive. And I can't even blame it on the noodles. If it was just the slippery noodles being a problem, no big deal. Because I know that's a personal preference thing and not a general thing. But I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try again later. Maybe I just got a batch that was weird. Or maybe there's something wrong with my tongue. Hashtag COVID. What? I'm joking. I'm completely fine. And generally, that's your salt receptors that it attacks. Um, so, but I don't know. I'm confused. Let me know if you've tried it. Let me know what you thought. Um, if you think I'm just out of my mind, I'm all right with those comments too. Keep it civilized, please. But you're free to tell me that I'm completely nutsy cuckoo. That's kosher. I'm gonna see if I can keep from stepping on this noodle that I dropped. And yeah, um, 1 out of 3 as a negative experience isn't too bad. So D score 66%. Congratulations, you failed almost. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. As promised, I have brought you a review of that one, and that's all I know. So we will see you in the next one, and of course, until then, stay random. I don't have enough hands to push the button while I'm holding things and pointing. This has been another unexpectedly random product review.